this week we did the sense memory, and it was interesting. I usually, for my process, I usually start with relaxation, and I usually start in my scalp, and I kind of massage it. I'm usually just standing in the middle of my room with my eyes shut. And then I'll move down to my neck, and I'll roll my neck a couple times. And then I usually stop and focus on my neck and shoulders because I carry a lot of tension. I carry so much tension in my shoulders, especially over tech this past weekend. It was my right shoulder. My right shoulder has been killer. So I kind of stand there and like work it out until it feels okay to move on. And then I just kind of move down to my arms, and those are usually fine. My hands have a little tension, so I'll work that out. And then I'll move to my back, and my back and lower back and legs are usually fine. So that's pretty easy. And then once I'm like all relaxed and calm, I'll move on to the sense memory. And I usually start with a breakfast drink. So I'll do coffee from a little green mug that I have in my dorm. And I breathe and I focus, and I visualize the weight and the feel and like the scent of the coffee and the warmth. The warmth is big, and the weight. Like the more tangible aspects are a lot easier, I feel. Like the weight of the mug and the warmth of the mug rather than the smell or the taste. Those are more tangible for me. So I start there, and I kind of just slowly keep pushing myself towards it. And then once I'm there, I usually move on to, I move on to sunlight, which was also mentioned in the textbook piece that Jason clipped. I move on to sunlight, which is a little more difficult because, you know, it's warmth, but that one for me is about feeling it spread all over. So I usually start at the top of my head, and then I kind of like move it down and around. And that one's nice. I like that because I like the sun, and I think it's nice. But yeah. Then I move on to a sharp pain, and I'll usually locate that one in my stomach to start, or wherever my body is feeling tense at that point in time. So it was my shoulder, but usually like it's kind of, that one's a little weird for me because I kind of it's very vulnerable for me because like as that sharp pain kind of spreads, like it's just kind of releasing everything at once, and it gets really vulnerable. But I kind of just allow myself to work through that in my own safe space of my dorm, and just allow the pain of everything to come out. So yeah, that one's always fun. Yeah, I try to, that one's especially helpful for me when I'm doing like more emotionally heavy scene work. I try to use my physical pain to propel like emotional pain. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my brain. I don't know if it sounds healthy, but it's not bad. I find that it's hard to like keep myself there when it's only a physical pain. So I try to relate it to something that has caused me emotional pain as well. That part's tricky for me. I still work on that, and I do what I can.